We'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity podcast for the virtual coffee connection. And let's dive in. Anita, what would you like to accomplish today?
How do you stick your neck out, as in like taking risks without it getting chopped off?
Nice. Nice. So great, great question. Um, did you get a chance to read my email on that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have to
So
go back and
I
look
came
at
up
it.
with five things. I came up with five things just off the top of my head. So I just boom read it, said here are five things. So one is have a stronger neck. Questions on that one?
How do you get a stronger neck?
Um, Probably by getting it chopped off. like, like so you just gain strength. And so is it really being chopped off? Or is that dramatic? Um, I don't know. Because I don't know, I don't know what specific situations you're talking about. And so, is it really that serious? Is it really that serious? Like, I'm not sure what you mean by that. And so, like, is it really that bad? And if, I mean, what harm came from it? I mean, you're not talking literally getting your, you know, head chopped off, your neck chopped off.
So
And
like
so,
what if it's like maybe your risk might be like investing a large chunk of your savings into a business or something like
well, that's something very, very different.
okay.
So that's very, very different. That's not sticking your neck out, and taking risk and getting it chopped off. So that's a very different type of thing than, how do you stick your neck out, take risk and not get it chopped off? So if you're saying, how do you go ahead and invest into a business and not lose a lot of money? Well, that's very, very different.
Right.
Is that what you were referring to or something else?
Well, this is one of the topics that got suggested for the Coffee Connection in June.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why I asked about it.
Yeah. So in risk, like in my finance degree, the first bachelor's degree that I got, it's in finance. And there's a lot in that degree in finance about risk and return. The higher the risk, the higher the return. And so understanding what are the risks, what are risk and how do you mitigate the risk and how do you reduce the chances of the risk happening? And so there's ways that you can do that. There's tools and then there's ways of thinking that can do it. So in a business situation, each of the four personalities will get their heads chopped off for different reasons. Will lose their shirts in a business deal. And so um, typically the amiable will trust what people are saying. What's strange
Okay.
is they often don't they're not trusting people. They look like they are, but they're not. So the amiable personality often will go ahead. The amiable personality will often trust other amiable people. So each of the four personalities will tend to be able to take advantage of the other personality, just like ethnic. Like, black in the black community, they do more predatory lending. There's more abuse, and that's on the white paper. On the white paper, trust. And so when we look at the white paper, that's a really good white paper where we trust people we shouldn't and don't trust people we should. We don't trust ourselves when we should, and we trust ourselves when we shouldn't. So there's a whole podcast on that, and then there's then there's a white paper. And so in the white paper, it talks about, frequencies and trust, how to, how we can quickly be deceived, each of the different personalities. And then it goes into, warning, trust, goal of white paper. It talks about each of the different personalities being trustworthy and building trust quickly. It talks about trusting people we should not and don't trusting people we should. So we often trust people that tell us what we want to hear, not realizing. And so somebody tells us something we don't want to hear, we like, I don't trust that person. So there's quite a bit here, but there could be a lot more for sure. Like it's like, ooh, there's so many things that I've learned, since then. Um, and so the first one, have a stronger neck, so that's good. Um, the second is internalize the mirror principle. And so, like most of the time, when somebody uses this word, this phrasing, they're not talking about financial loss. So how do I stick my neck out, take risk, and not lose my shirt? Okay, that's a different conversation than this one here. So I was thinking this question was more asked from a perspective of how do I not get emotionally hurt from it? Questions?
No,
So did you want me to go through the other three, or are you good with what was shared?
I don't. Yeah, doesn't. Either way, it's fine with me.
Okay. So on the personalities, so the amiable will tend to trust other people and they tell them what they want to hear, and other people tell them what they want to hear. And so they're lying actually, but they trust because they're nice. The analytic will tend to trust a lot of data, not realizing that other analytics built the thing to maybe often deceive the analytic, thinking if you invest into this thing, into this business or whatever, you're really smart. And here's all the data to support it. The analytic loves the data and they're seduced into all the data. What they're doing is missing the big picture. The expressive will often be, lose their shirt because it's fun and exciting. And the driver might be delusional or not, like, I've got things under control. I can see and read. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. The third was, so the second is internalize the mirror principle song. Third is to be like a starfish. If somebody chops over your head, grow back too. It's like, it's fine. Fourth is seek to be a student, learning from others rather than a teacher instructing them. So a lot of times people will get their neck chopped off socially because they think they're smart, and so they're trying to teach other people. Like I'm trying to teach everybody else, and I'm not a very good student. And then the fifth was control our feelings versus having our feelings control us. And so don't be a victim. Realize that maybe I deserve to have my neck chopped off or not having my brain to think. Um, and so, am I really thinking through situations? Don't be self righteous. Often, people who are self righteous are quick to see the faults in others, but blind to our own, which can make them feel unfairly targeted. So I'm a victim. Like so, this is coming from the quantum feeling model, and then um, don't be entitled. Often people who are drama kings, queens feel like their neck is getting chopped off, but they aren't looking, for a life lesson. Consequently, they aren't thankful and just kind of expect to have an easy life without being challenged in how they think. So socially, people often try to impress people on their knowledge and wisdom, and they're not great students. They're not looking for truth. They're looking to get a dopamine hit in that. But again, that's very different from the financial. Looking at financials, studying those, getting multiple people to take a look at a situation, those can all be helpful. Great question. A lot of different nuances there. Anything else, Anita, that you would like to accomplish today?
Nope, that's all.
All right. Congratulations. Good work. If you have any questions on anything we covered today, or you have a topic for Coffee Connection, feel free to connect with the individual who invited you to participate in today's session, or you can call toll free 888-230-2300 outside the US 630-393-9909. And always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.